It's Friday, February the 7th, and I've gotten a few calls from around the country, and people are wondering what types of mindsets, how they position themselves to start over, specifically from natural disasters. And, how does the Bible start a discussion about how to recover from something like the fires in California, or a hurricane in other parts of the country, or flooding? Just what do we do when things like this come into our lives? There are a few things I want to talk to you about that I think are going to help in your understanding. One of the first things that is absolutely important that you accept is that grieving in this context is absolutely appropriate. Grief is a gift from God that He gives to us so we can navigate our emotions from shock to acceptance. So if you're grieving, and many of you that are going through those terrible fires, the horrific fires in California, are grieving over the things that have lost, and not just possessions, but some people in your lives, lifestyles that have been lost, jobs that have literally gone up in smoke. Many of you are wondering if the grieving process is absolutely appropriate. It is a gift from God to get you from the shock of the circumstance all the way to the acceptance of the circumstance. Now, why do I need grief? Without those stages of grief, without navigating from shock to acceptance, you'll not be able to start over again. So if you're denying your grief, denying mourning over what has been lost, then you are hindering your ability to recover fully, because recovery is what I want to talk to you about this morning. There are two biblical examples of someone who has to start over. One, the story of Job, which is very famous. Calamity enters Job's life. It is not his fault. He's a good guy doing what he's supposed to do. He didn't invite the trouble into his life, just like our brothers and sisters in California did not invite the fury of the inferno into their lives. So Job finds himself in the middle of a life-changing catastrophe that is not his fault, and yet it has been allowed to come into his life. Now, one of the things we want to understand about you and I is that you may ask yourself, did I do something wrong? Did I do something to deserve this? Well, you have to move outside of your own feeling and realize that your particular feeling of some type of cause or some type of guilt could not be satisfied by thousands of people being dislodged from their lives and their lifestyles. So no, the disaster did not happen because of you. So we're talking about grief, which is appropriate, and placing responsibility where it should be. Many times when these types of things happen, there's a human being at the bottom of them, sometimes doing what they always were supposed to do. Sometimes things happen by accident, but you don't get very far in your recovery if you stay stuck on who or what caused it. Now, there were circumstances that hindered the fighting of the fires in California, circumstances that hindered the efficient handling of the floods in New Orleans. There are certain human failures that people tend to look at in these times. But the reality is, you can't get stuck there. What I want to talk to you about is finding the passion to recover. Finding the passion to recover. So first off, it wasn't your fault. Secondarily, you are impacted very significantly by something you had nothing to do with. So when we start to put these blocks in their places, we start to make a journey towards recovery. Now, one of the problems with recovering is this. It is very difficult to recapture the passion and the enthusiasm to want to work that hard to start again. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, whenever you began to be an adult, and perhaps you began to build your home or your business. There's a certain drive that happens in that phase of our lives. Now, what's going on is this. You have the experience to start over. You have the knowledge to start over. Many of you have the resources, or you were insured enough to start over. What we have to recapture is our passion or our enthusiasm for starting again. That energy, that focus, that drive is what you have to intentionally recapture in order for this recovery to work in your lives. So you've got the knowledge. You've handled some difficulties in your life. You've done what was necessary to stay on your feet. You've had to recover in ways before, but never like this. This is the biggest challenge of your life. And so you've proven you know how to start. You know how to recover from difficulty. You understand you still have the strength. But where's that passion? I know within myself, after 34, 35 years of doing what I do, that I have the strength, the knowledge, the understanding, the wisdom. But do I have the desire to start all over again? I know I'm talking to the right people. So the question as to whether you can do it, that's not the question. The question is, do you want to do it? And watch this. And that question becomes moot because you have to. Now let me tell you how this works. When we are keeping difficulties in categories, or should I, could I, do I want to, don't I want to do it, we will stay locked on an island of opinion, an island of inactivity. But the moment you say to yourself, this is do or die, I have to do it, I have no choice. When you take it out of a negotiable category, when you put it in the category of having to do it, then all of a sudden you'll see the liberty to accomplish what you need to accomplish return to your life. Now, this is really important to get. Now, that passion, that focus, that work ethic that caused you at other times to get back up on your feet and start again is the same passion I need you to locate, so that you can once again, even in the midst of that disaster in California, start all over again. You've got the strength. You've got the know-how. You even have the understanding. You've helped others through great disasters in their lives. But now we've got a community disaster happening. But the way you're going to survive, the way you're going to restore, the way you're going to, if you will, resurrect, is that you decide to get up. Now watch how this works. There's a story in the Bible about Caleb. Now watch this. Caleb is about 80 years old, so he's in his later years. And the implication of the story is that Caleb is in a position where he's going to have to start again. He makes a couple bold statements. He says, at 80, I'm as strong now as I was then. Now, I believe he wasn't saying that at 30 years old, he was as strong. He was as strong at 80 as he was at 30. I don't think he's saying that. Now, he could have been, because, this old strength is really strong strength. But he's comparing himself to younger years. And he's saying, I'm as strong now as I was then. So this tells me, he says, I'm to go out to war. Now, watch how this works. I believe what he's saying is I may not have that 30-year-old strength, but I'm still a pretty strong individual, and I'm still able to go to war. I'm more experienced now. I'm more deadly now. I'm more efficient now, because I know how to fight from experience and strength rather than just raw strength. So I'm saying to you, no matter what age you are, 40, 50, 60, you're as strong now as you were in your younger years, because you know how to do a thing, not just what you're doing. So I'm saying you have the strength. And then he says something amazing. He says in the story, give me this mountain. That says to me that he has discovered his passion for conquering again. I want to suggest to you today that there are a few questions we want to answer Is your grieving appropriate? Yes. Have you had to start over in different dimensions before? Yes. Is it an easy thing to do? Absolutely not. Can you wait for other people's enthusiasm? Or do you have to focus on what you need to do, not excluding the needs of others, but understanding if you don't, watch this, to rediscover your passion and connect it to your knowledge, ability, know-how, and previous victories. Not only won't you be able to restore what you need in your life, but you won't be able to help others. Now, do you have the knowledge? Yes. Do you have the strength? Yes. Why does it feel like you don't? It's the passion that has to be rediscovered. I was having a conversation with a few of my pastors that we covered in our fellowship a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about the impact of COVID on ministry and on our psyche. And I indicated to them that what they had witnessed us do here at our church is that we had to go into the closet of our experience, pull out the overalls and the work boots from the beginnings of our ministry 30 some years ago. We had to go get the equipment that, watch this, that success hopes you never have to wear again. I said, you've got to go get your work clothes out of the closet. You've got to get those boots out of the closet. You don't forget the shovel. Don't forget the axe. Don't forget the pickaxe. Don't forget the hammer and the nails. Go into the experience closet, get those overalls out, put them on, and get back to work. I'm suggesting to you, you have the experience, you have the know-how, you've had victories in your life, and now you're faced with the biggest challenge. And it's not that you're not equipped. It's just that you rather not. You don't have the desire to start over. But I'm telling you today that it's in a non-negotiable category. It's time to say to yourself, I don't have a choice. I've got to do this now. I hope I've been able to help you understand some of those feelings. I'm trying to put, if you will, answer the questions you've been feeling, not necessarily articulating. Because I believe the last thing that has to happen, if you are a person and you have been attempting to restructure your life merely in your own strength and experience, I'm suggesting to you that this is a perfect time to reach out to the God that we know. Because with his help, all things are possible if you believe. I need you to write me. Let me know how this conversation has helped, the impact that it's had. I need you to understand that once you see this, once you experience, once you watch it a time or two, and begin to sincerely answer the questions that I've asked you to answer, as you get closer to rediscovering that passion, that restore, that start all over passion that exists in you now, you just have to locate it. This will help you. I'm writing a book called Where Did I Put That Sock? Well, one of the crazy things about doing laundry at home is that you can have matching socks. They make it to the laundry. They make it, you think, to the dryer. And then when you get to the place where you fold and put the matches together, you realize that somewhere in the process, in the house, you've lost a sock. And you begin to ask yourself, where did I put it? Is it stuck to something else? Is it under something else? Did I drop it on the way? We start to retrace our steps. We start to go through the entire laundry looking for that one sock. I'm suggesting to you that the premise of this book is that there are some things within us, they're still in the house, that we've lost contact with. And you've got to ask yourself, just where did I put that sock? Where did I lose my focus? Where did I lose my enthusiasm? Where did I lose my passion? It's not gone, but it is right now lost within you. The sock, the passion is there. And I'm hoping like a piano that sits silently until a key is struck, that I've struck a note today that causes you to say, I don't have a choice. I've got the experience. I can do this. It's going to go a lot easier if you place your faith in God. Ask Him to help you, not just in this situation, but ask the Lord into your life. I can tell you I've been through some tough times in my life, and the only thing that has kept me has been my relationship with God. Your faith in a living God is going to be the answer in this time of recovery in your life. Write me. Let me know how you feel about what we've talked about today. And you know someone that needs to hear this. Share it with them. I look forward to talking to you again, and I'll see you soon. I'm so glad you took the time to join me today as we walk through the Word of God and gain the wisdom of God. I hope you will stay connected, like us, subscribe to us, hit that notification bell. I'm looking forward to spending time in the Word with you. Now you stay strong, stay saved, and remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.